their tan.
With my tan. So as you guys know, last week I was in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. There was some excitement down there. I was at the Witches Rock Surf Camp, which we learned to surf in the morning, and then we were with 20 chiropractors, then we masterminded in the afternoon. I got way more out of the surfing because everything is a metaphor. So we're going to do a metaphor today. So you have to watch this. This is the surfing and business, okay? That's my handy dandy, and Dave is going to be my wave. Okay? So we're gonna go over 3 things. Who has surfed before? Nice. Okay, I'm sure you agree that it really shouldn't be called surfing, it should be called paddling. Yeah. Because that is what you do the vast majority of the time. And I had my teacher, his name was Jay Luis, and I could have been his mother. I mean, he was just very, very young, and he was a great teacher, and he kept telling me, you know, Bethany, paddle harder, paddle harder, paddle harder, just over and over again. And I'm like, look it, I'm going so fast. Jay Luis, I'm going so fast. And he kept saying, Bethany, paddle harder, because there's waves. There's these waves, they're coming, he's like, paddle harder. And I'm like, I'm going as hard as I can. But what I was doing is that I was paddling fast. When you paddle fast, your board tips. When your board tips, you create drag. When you create drag and your board's tipping, you almost fall off every single time, and you use up all your energy. How this relates to business is that when you are in business for yourself and you're just like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta do this, and I gotta be on my Facebook, and I gotta do it on my Twitter, and I need to post, a video over here, and I need to write a policy on that, and I need to send those statements. When you are going really fast, you start losing all your energy. You start creating drag in your life, and by the time you get to where you want to go, you don't have any energy left. What Jay Luis really meant to say, but he didn't want to offend me, was paddle smarter. Because I was doing this, I was going so fast, but what it meant is, thank you, where you go slower, and you go deeper, and your board isn't supposed to go like this. Your board is supposed to stay flat so you don't almost fall off. So in business, it's just like surfing, okay? Don't go as fast as you can, go smarter. And I know he just didn't want to offend me. Okay, second, you're the constant wave. The ocean never stops.
It's business.
Ocean never stops. So, back to surfing.
Nice wave.
Thank you. So when you are going out, you're going to go past the wave, you're going to go past the break, okay? So there's these waves, because you can't push a button and make the wave stop. And so you can paddle out there and then get and sit and wait. It doesn't work that way. So Jay Luis says, paddle harder. So I'm coming towards an obstacle. If I would sit, if I just sat here, what would happen?
You'd crash on it.
And you get smoked. You get bruises all over your legs, and you get a surfboard in your chin, and you get, I don't need a neti pot for a year, and you get a stomach full of salt water. If I just sit there, you get your butt whooped, okay? That's what happens. In surfing, you need to paddle to it, so then either you hit it before the break, so then you go over it, or you hit it right where you know the 45-degree angle, and you turn under it, just like that, okay? So that makes it easier. Then all of a sudden, you're on the other side of the wave. And you're like, oh, great. And now you're past the break. So in business, really like this. So in business, it's the exact same thing. When you have an obstacle coming your way, and you're just like, oh man, and you're worrying, and you're increasing your worry, like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do about blank, whatever it is in business. It's going to kick your butt, because you're going to have so much worry, and you're going to have so much anxiety over it. And it is. It's going to come and it's going to completely whoop you. But if you go towards the obstacle, you can either roll through it or go over the top of it, because you met it. You confronted it. Okay? Now, metaphor number 3. Thank you. Metaphor number 3. While we were there, we had a 7.6 earthquake. And it was, it really throws you off. We surfed at 6 a.m., ordered our breakfast sitting on the beach, and then all of a sudden it's like a jet engine is underneath the ground, and I had never experienced that before. Well, there was a man named Patrick, we called him Sergeant. I don't know if he was. He was ex-military for sure, but he was some manager at the surf camp. And he just had it down. He's like, all right, everyone, we just had a 7.6. We have vans outside. We're a minute and a half from the highest point in the hill. He had it down. I was never scared. Which everyone, I mean, there were people running and screaming and falling, but he had it so under control. So, in life and in business, when things start shaking and your foundation is rocked and you're scared, or maybe your business space is moving, or maybe you're thinking about bringing a business partner in, or maybe business has just stopped altogether and you're scared, you need to look to those who know what they're doing. Because as we know, and we've gone over this before, success leaves clues. So when things start to shake and you're thinking, what am I supposed to do? Look to those. I looked at Sergeant the whole time, the whole Patrick. I looked at him the whole time, and if he didn't look scared, I didn't feel scared, and we were all completely fine. So find people that in business, they know what they're doing. So have fun in your days, and this week I want you to think about the fun that you guys do, the hobbies. We live in Durango, you all have hobbies. Find the metaphors in your hobbies because it will give you a different perspective on your business. So if it's camping, hiking, snowboarding, kayaking, just take a few minutes and say, how does that actually relate to my business? Because when you come back and you look at your business, it feels more like a hobby and more fun, okay? So Pura Vida, I'm very glad to be back. Very glad I went. And can you guys do that this week?
Mm-hmm.
Good job.